Hello, my name is Amanda Rivas, and I'm a fifth grade social studies and ELA teacher. As such, I wanted to make sure that I was combining both social studies and ELA standards in order to meet the criteria for this lesson plan. I decided to go with Civil War history standards, which is our first history unit. For the writing standards, I chose ones that would support research and collaboration with my students, and our ISTE standards, which were the knowledge constructor standards, which would require students to use digital tools in order to locate information and create connections in an end product. The purpose of this unit project was to expose students to a variety of research resources and have them collect it and then apply it in a meaningful way. Once students researched a group of influential leaders, they would choose one to write a biography on and present that information to the class, as well as share it on our digital fifth grade community blog. Because this lesson is research-based but given in the beginning of the year, I decided to give a very guided set of criteria that they would have to locate using different sites and sources. The first and most major space for research that students will use is the Addison fifth grade blog. On my blog, I have a variety of different kinds of resources, videos, and links, and students will be using this blog in order to locate different links on the people that they need to find information for. As you can see, for each person, I have 2 links that they can access. All of these have been pre-vetted for students to be able to pull up information and adequately find the information that they're looking for. Another research space that's available for all students to use is Mackinvia, giving us access through Cobb Digital Library. We have this as a free service from our school, and students can use any of these links to do the research on their person. I love this because it's inherently differentiated for my students. They can use easier sites such as PebbleGo or TrueFlix. They can also access the Encyclopedia Britannica, and within the encyclopedia, there are also different reading levels that students would be able to use. In order to present their information that they've researched, students will be using the Office 365 accounts that are set up for them by our school. On Office 365, students will be able to not only create their products, but they can also share it. They can share it with me. They can share it with an accountability partner in order to keep them on track. And they will use PowerPoint as a means to do that for their research, and they will use Word in order to write and share their biographies. In order to ensure that students are meeting the standards, they will be given a rubric for their research. They will also be given a separate rubric for their biographies. This is a graphic organizer that they'll use to write their biography, and then they'll have a rubric in order to score them on the requirements of that. Students will then also present their information in front of the class, which they will have a separate rubric for, which are just making sure that students are staying on track and that they're prepared, their volume, all of those presentation standards that we have for fifth grade are assessed using this rubric. Once students are finished with all of this, let's say they get finished ahead of time, they will have access to a visual presentation to extend on Powtoons. Using Powtoons, students will create a kind of visual storytelling board or comic strip in order to give a visual to their biographies. This would be only as an extension for students who are already finished and ready to move on to a next step. Regardless of their final product, students will upload all of their creations to Seesaw. On Seesaw, we have a blog, and students are able to upload their work, give some kind of audio and label to what it is they've done. Once students have uploaded their productions, you can comment or like on them, and students would be able to do that with the entire 5th grade, although their oral presentations are only within their class. So this opens it up for students to have a larger set of engagement and understanding with our digital community. And it also allows for parents to be able to see what students are working on and celebrate their ideas along with them. In order to make sure that all of my students had equitable access for this entire project, as there's so much technology that's involved and it's based in technology, I encouraged a lot of my students to bring their own devices, something that we have through BYOD. And I also had access to iPads, laptops, desktops, the computer lab, as well as our Learning Commons, which is stocked full of some desktops that students had available. One issue that I saw that arose was that sometimes with a BYOD device, students weren't able to get on the internet as quickly or had issues connecting. When this arose, I had a set of tech gurus who were my helpers, who helped students go to their settings and fix these little issues. Just in case, I also had on standby a set of encyclopedias as well as an array of biographies about all of the people that the students were researching through our Learning Commons, but also through my classroom library in social studies. We didn't really experience too many issues that we had to troubleshoot, but just in case, we would have been ready for them. As far as a reflection on this lesson plan, I would say that overall it was a great lesson. Students were able to do exactly what they needed to do, which was to learn how to research, to learn how to use the technology that's available for them, and to combine it into something meaningful. I think next time what I would do differently would be to begin in the computer lab and give a keyboarding or some kind of technology support to our students so that they would see how to do certain things, such as how to open up a Word document, how to name it, how to share it with other peers and with myself as a teacher. I would also just review basic digital citizenship, as when students went into Seesaw and uploaded or commented on each other's things, I noticed that sometimes they weren't really aware of what makes a good comment and how to compliment each other without criticizing in a harsh way. Overall, that's my lesson, and I hope you can use it. Thank you.